Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 30 of 30 days of sketches. Today's sketch is from Hollie Fiercely, and we are also celebrating her 500 subscriber hop over at Ivy Cole Creations. I apologize, you guys. My throat is really sore. I've been very sick. And so if my voice cuts out, that's why. Anyway, that's the sketch that she made. I'm going to pop it up in the corner here for you. I really like it because I love doing a kind of a grid style across the center of a 2-page layout. So that made me super happy. Thanks for the inspiration, Hollie, and hopefully I can do you some justice here. So I am using a bunch of photos from our cruise. And these are classroom photos. So these are taken in the conference room that we used for our classes that MK and I taught on a Royal Caribbean cruise in February. And these are pictures of several of the attendees doing some of the pre-class work. We didn't actually have classes until day 3 and day 6 or 7, because those are the days that we were at sea. So that it wasn't a choice. It was just what the cruise line agenda was, or the cruise agenda was. So we have classes on at sea days, and the first one was day 3, but we had some things for them to work on prior to that. And so these are photos of that. And if you're wondering why everybody's faces are covered, it's because I didn't ask anybody if I could use their faces. I do know that it's okay with Sandy and Joni and MK to go ahead and use theirs, but I didn't ask all of the attendees, so I did cover their faces for privacy purposes, just so that nobody would be upset. And what I did was I am using some papers that I added to my kit. I have finished all my layouts that we did in our class, and then I added papers and embellishments that I thought would work with it, along with the leftover paper and leftover embellishments. So I am using a piece of this washi tape from the 49 & Market Spectrum Sherbet collection. I'm using the corally pinky colors that kind of go with the collection that we used, which was the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Coastal. That's what it was based off of. We did add several other papers from other lines to it, but this particular washi from Spectrum Sherbet pretty much covers all of the colors, so I just used the parts of it that I thought worked well. And the actual paper that I'm using behind my photos is really old Kaisercraft, but it's kind of got that, it's not really minty green, but it's kind of minty green. And so I am also using some walnut stain ink to go ahead and ink around all of the edges and to ink my corrugated paper, because that is something we did in our albums. We used a lot of this corrugated paper, and so I want to bring that in and kind of carry it throughout the album in different ways or different places. And I am inking all of those things up, including this 3x4 card with some more of the walnut stain. The 3x4 card is actually from the Simple Stories collection that we used. It was just a leftover piece. And I cut off the edge of it that's getting tucked under, and I'm going to use it at the top of the photos on the right hand side so that I can bring that color in again, and just kind of stretching my supplies because I know I have a lot of photos to scrapbook, and I want to make sure I have plenty of supplies to use with them. I went to my silhouette machine and I cut out this title that just says classroom, and I was inking it up with just whatever was left on my brush here, but it wasn't going to be dark enough for what I wanted. And so I used a little bit of the paint that we used to do our mixed media while we were on board, and I'm going to roll over that with my brayer and then roll it on to my title. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it to kind of lighten it up and to stretch it further, because I know there's like white paper peeking through. I don't mind that, but I don't want it to be just stark white with pink that is only splotchy on it. I kind of wanted it a little more blended, but I like the fact that it's not perfect. That is kind of what we did in our class. We didn't do this exact technique, but none of our mixed media is like perfect mixed media, which I think that's kind of an oxymoron anyway. I do have these little tile alphas. These are from Paper Tray Ink, and they're super old. Very, very difficult to find if you're able to find them at all. It's a stamp and die set, and so it does stamp the darker color, and then I use the die to cut it out, and then you can just bend them back and forth and pop them off. So my title is In the Classroom. I definitely wanted to take note of everybody working on their projects. And then that is the two larger photos are of me and MK, one with Sandy and one with Joni, who was our co-host, and standing in front of the conference center sign, where in that blue, on that blue sign, it does say "Scrappin' on a Ship," which is what the title of our cruise was called, or our group was called. So I am taking some jute and I'm going to wrap it around this 3x4 card. I'm also going to wrap it around the bottom of that journaling card that I put underneath where it says classroom. I am still trying to work through some of the older journaling cards that I have in my stash and get those used up. And so I thought this one was perfect. It just works really well. I'm going to be able to do a little bit of journaling on it. And then I will use the top of it that I cut off up at the top section of above those larger photos. And then more jute in this bottom section here, because we used this jute throughout the album, as well as a couple of other textures. And I just want to, like I said, continue to bring in elements that I've used in the class to my other layouts so that it has a bit of continuity throughout the entire album. I did pull out a chipboard flamingo and a pineapple. The pineapple, I'm going to switch that out for a different pineapple, one with a more green and leafy top. And then I pulled out a shell that was all leftovers from our kit, and that shell is going in that upper area, as well as the ticket and the little wordy phrase up at the top. Those are, again, from our kit, just leftovers. My little tile stickers, I like to put them down on a strip of white paper, and then I'm able to move my whole word around rather than place those letters individually wherever I'm going to place them. I like to first put them on a little strip of white paper, glue them down to that, and then I can move the word around and kind of figure out the placement so that I'm happy with where they're situated and I can align them a little bit better. Now these two little tickets that I'm cutting here, these are from Heidi Swap's Set Sail collection. I'm going to use this pinky peach one, and I'm going to tuck that behind the flamingo. I felt like it needed something else in that little area on the bottom right hand side. While I do that and ink that up, I want to remind you that there are a bunch of people playing along with 30 Days of Sketches. There's a playlist down below for that. There's also a playlist down below for Hollie's Hop, and I believe we are all using the same sketch for that, but there may be additional people playing along that did not actually put their links in 30 days. I'm not 100% sure. So you might have some duplication in the two, but go and check them out, and make sure you go and check out her channel over at Ivy Cole Creations. IvyCoel, I believe is how she spells that, and I'll put a link for that down below as well for you. I am going to go ahead and glue all of these pieces down. I'm not adding any dimension to this top area. I'm just kind of leaving them out as they are. I didn't add a lot of dimension to this layout other than the chipboard pieces and the actually the corrugated piece. I did take the brayer to it and smash it down so that it's not two-dimensional. Two as in being T-O, not T-W-O. I didn't want it to be too popped up, because I also did not carry that corrugated piece all the way underneath. It's just sticking out on the edges, so it looks like it's a full strip, but it is in fact just two small pieces, because I didn't want to have my layout be too bulky. I am sprinkling a little bit of Dina Wakley Media Gloss in Carnation and Turquoise over into my embellishment areas. And that is it, you guys. I'm going to leave it like that. I ended up doing my clusters in a very similar arrangement that she has, and substituted them for the large circles that she's got going on. Thanks so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch me today. I apologize, my voice is a little off. So I hope you could still hear everything I had to say. I'll be back again tomorrow with a Kit Conspiracy kit share. So come and check that out for more information. See you soon. Bye-bye.